Happy Sunday! Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So welcome to day 2 of our going live with the newborn puppies. Today we are going to weigh the puppies and give them their first nail trim. We're also going to brush out Dakota a little bit while I sit in there because she's shedding like crazy and fur is everywhere. So she'll enjoy that, and then I could just sit in there and hang out with you guys for a few minutes. Okay, let's see. We've got 3 puppies. They're all nursing right now, so I'm going to give them a few minutes before I go pulling them. But I'm going to write on their paperwork today's date, so when I weigh them, I have it. Yeah, please. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Hey, Mama. Hi, Mama. Can you show the babies? Can you show me your babies? Huh? Can you show me your babies? Okay. Puppy number 1. So this is the first puppy that was born. A black and white boy. Good girl. You're a good girl. And hold on, I'm gonna show them. Puppy number 2 is a red and white girl. And number 3. And number 3 is another black and white boy. And he looks a lot like number 1. So number 1 and number 3 are both black and white boys. And one's a little bit lighter. The firstborn is him, and he's a little bit lighter. If you see like on his head, he's a little bit lighter. But their markings are identical. Their weights are a little different. Huh. So that's the 2 boys. Oh, is it your baby? All right, we're gonna weigh them. Can we weigh number 1? Huh? Can we weigh him? Okay. Let's go weigh him. Okay. So I did this for you guys so you could see him on the scale. Okay, so puppy number 1, 12 3/4 ounces. And so 12 3/4. Yesterday he was 11 3/8. So what we're looking for when we weigh the puppies is just making sure they are gaining weight, not dropping weight. So he's definitely gaining weight because he was born at 10 3/8 ounces. Now he's 12 3/4 ounces. And then number 2 is the little red girl. So let's see what she weighs. Hold on, Dakota. $13 3/4 and 13 3/4. Yesterday she was 12.5 ounces. So her brother today is 12 3/4. She's 13 3/4. And then my porkity porker, let's see what he weighs. Let's have the big one. And 14 3/4. 14 3/4. So we have 12 3/4, 13 3/4, 14 3/4. They're all 1 ounce apart in weight. All right, come on, Coda. Let's go back in. Let's go back in. Here's your babies. Hi. Hi. In a minute, we're gonna cut their nails. I'll do it inside there and show you guys how we cut their nails. Any questions so far? I don't know how. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys their dew claws too. So for those of you who don't know what the dew claws are or why we remove them, I'm going to show you that. Judy, it's great to see behind the scenes. Yeah, you guys get to see my scale. And Stacy's asking, what are the changes you see in the first few days besides their weight? Not much, really. It's just their weight. Their color's not really changing much. They're not really any more active or any more vocal that I see. They just nurse, nurse, nurse all of the time. As you could see, they're jumping in there again. And you see the little red girl, do you see how she just climbed up in there? So when puppies are born, they cannot see, their eyes are closed, they cannot hear. Their ears are actually closed, even though their ears look like they're up, their ears are closed. So they cannot hear anything. So loud noises, doesn't matter, it doesn't affect them. So everything is based off of scent. So they smell where mom is and they feel where mom is. They smell the milk, and so that's how they go and gravitate to their mom. And so if they can't find their mom and they're off to the side, that's why they cry, because they can't see their mom. They can't hear their mom. And if they can't smell her or feel her, then they're lost. And that's why they'll start whining and crying, and mom will usually get up and go move towards them and scoot them in closer. Or if we're home, we'll try to help get them over in their spot. So when newborn puppies are this little, we don't want to give them too big of a space because they can get lost pretty easily and not find their way back to their mama. But usually the moms are really good about getting their puppies and making sure that they all stay close to them. And of course, now they're all at the milk bar again. Alexia is asking, do you know what eye colors they'll be and what size? So their eyes won't open for 2 weeks, usually 10 to 14 days. Sometimes they'll open as early as 10, but usually around 2 weeks. But we don't really know eye color until around 3 weeks, give or take, just because when their eyes open, they do have a film on them. So we have no idea what their eye color will be. And then size, we don't really even try to guess until closer to 4 weeks old for the most part. Because you'll see as we go through this process every day, you'll start to see how they're changing and how some will actually weigh more in the beginning and then someone else will start catching up. So it's really hard to know for sure. All right, I know they're all nursing, but I'm gonna go over there and cut their nails. And I'll answer this real fast. Natasha's asking how many litters Dakota's had. This is her third litter. Okay. You ready, Mama? Can I cut some nails? Hmm? Hi, baby girl. Okay. So I'm going to show you a few things. So the Klee Kai have dew claws. So do you see this little tiny nail right here on the side? Sometimes they'll have them on just the front feet, if I can show you. So she has it on both of her fronts, and sometimes they'll even have them on their backs. Thank you. She's fine, I promise. She's fine. So she only has front dew claws, which she'll get those removed tomorrow. So we usually remove them between 3 to 5 days, no more than 5 for sure. And then that way we don't have to worry about, let's see if the boys have any backs. We don't have to worry whenever they get older if they get stuck on something. So none of her puppies have back dew claws, but sometimes they do. So if they have backs, those would get removed as well, but no backs. And now we just gonna check to see if they need their nails trimmed. Usually I try to do this with her not here because she gets all, what are you doing to my babies? Now I'm gonna clean them. So let's see if you could see. Can you let me just check them real fast? No? Okay, here, let me see this guy. So Dakota keeps jumping up here, which is making the puppy smell her. So they're not gonna sit for me as easily. Now Dakota's gonna clean their butt. He doesn't need to be clean while I'm holding him. Okay, let's see. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go to the other camera and take him. So now you see why I have to take the puppies away from them, because they don't want me doing too much with them. So I'll almost switch it over to here for you guys. So all I'm doing, maybe this will actually be good anyways, is looking to see how long they are. Usually they're not super long when they're this young. And see if I need to cut anything, because when they nurse off of their mom and they're pushing their paws constantly on her little belly, then she could get scratched up from them. And so really she looks pretty good. So I have two different clippers here. I have my little tiny little toddler clippers because these puppies are really small, and then I have my big toenail clippers. These are just human clippers, and all I'm gonna do is look here and see, and she's gonna be all crazy because I'm trying to show you and hold her. All right. And that's it. Her backs look fine. And the backs are not going to be all hitting on mom anyways. But they're not too bad right now. So now that I'm right here, I'll show you her dew claws. So do you see this little nail right there? Those will get removed. What a difference in the cameras, huh? This is a GoPro. You guys can see the quality difference. All right, now let's see. I see you. She's right here, I promise. Okay. So I'll do the other two in a little bit because I don't want to get Dakota too worked up. So I'm gonna let her sit down. Come here, Mama. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, come here. So she is shedding. And the reason I want to try to groom her a lot is because the hair, it literally gets inside this bed and the puppies are just rolling in the fur, and it's probably not very comfortable when they're trying to nurse and they keep getting mouths full of hair because she's shedding so much. Oh, I see all of her hair coming. This will also help with like any leftover stuff from her delivery if she's got anything on her. Good girl. Good girl. There's this really cool tool I want to show you guys. Two things I want to show you. This came with this brush, this safari brush on Amazon. And at first I didn't realize what it was, but it's actually really cool. So, you getting them in there? You getting them in there to keep them warm? So what this is here, it's just made of rubber here and it has these little teeth. But what it does is it gathers all of the fur. So especially like on a blanket or your couch, even your carpet or your stairs, if you have fur that is just building up, this is kind of like a roller brush in a way. And I thought this was pretty cool because especially here, because I have this pool and we have hair, and it's really hard to get it off of here without using tons of roller brush stickies, and then it just pulls it all down for me. So I thought, huh, that's pretty cool. So if her bedding was still clean and she still had a lot of fur on there, you could use this on the bedding. Let me show you this. Of course, this is brand new bedding, but because she's shedding and I'm brushing her so much, pretty cool. Yeah. And the other thing I want to show you, one of our puppy owners, Kylie, can you do me a favor? Yeah. Right there on, I think on my, yep, there should be a white roller brush looking, yes. So one of our puppy owners sent us a care package around the holidays. And one of the things in there was this. And this is a roller brush that has a back door, and it collects the fur, and you don't have to pull these off. And this, it doesn't work too well like on you, but on bedding or the carpet or your couch, this thing is amazing. Yesterday I used it in here, and you literally just go back and forth. So you go like this, and I don't want to do it too much in here because she's got the babies, but it collects it inside here, and it is really nice. I actually really like it. So this is my other new tool that we use on bedding, dog bed. So see it all sitting right there? But now if I go the other way, it literally is clean. And it's all inside. You're a good girl. Come here. Could they see the puppy just hanging off of her?
Yeah.
Good girl. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. All right. Do you want to see if there's any questions since you're right here?
Yeah. What is the brand of that roller?
Let's see. The only thing on it says Ordora Pet Hair Remover. And I know it came from Amazon because it came in an Amazon box. But I just roller brushed a little bit in here. See all the little fuzz? It's really cool. So if you have dogs that shed and they're on your bed, in your couch, or in your car, that thing was pretty handy.
Oh, Judy Yamashita said, glad you liked the roller. And then...
Oh yeah, she's on here. Yes, Judy is awesome. Judy sent us that, and it is amazing.
She said the brand is Ordora.
Okay, yeah.
How protective can Klee Kais be?
Protective with their owners or like their puppies and stuff, maybe, I'm guessing. They're not really the type of dog who's just gonna attack. They're more scared than anything, so they're not super protective unless it is like their siblings or their puppies. But they're not usually one that's gonna be a guard dog or be aggressive.
Until what age can you use the human nail clippers for trimming their nails?
I still use the nail clippers, the big toenail clippers on some of my dogs. So it just depends on how big they are and how thick their toenails are. But I use the human toenail clippers, the big ones on dogs even at a year old or so. Not all of them can use it though.
Megan asked, after giving birth, is there a typical wait period before having that dog get pregnant for another litter?
So first of all, they only come into season 1 or 2 times a year. It just depends on the dog. So some will come in every 6 months. Some don't come in until every 7, 8, 9 months. So depending on their heat cycle, that will determine when they would even be able to breed. And then we base it on the actual dog. So if she has bounced back, if she did well last time, did she have any problems? You know, making sure that she's healthy, her coat's back, her weight's good, all of that stuff. So there's a lot that goes into it, but the most they could have, if they were on schedule every 6 months, they could possibly have two litters in a year, but that's pretty rare.
Robin asked, what size is Mama Dakota?
She's a standard. She's a small standard. She's about 15 and a half inches tall.
How hard is it to trim their nails?
If they are used to it, it's easy. So we start obviously at birth, and usually every week they get their weights and their nails trimmed. So when they leave here, they're used to having their nails trimmed. However, if they don't come from us, or if other people don't keep it up, then some dogs will run away or not let you pull their feet away, so you cannot do it. But if you're consistent in doing it when they're young, you won't ever have a problem. It's pretty easy. Like, I literally hold my dogs and just do it.
How often do you clip their nails after they're born?
Once a week. So the first few days we weigh them every day, and we just keep a really close eye on them, and then we check their nails, and then after that it's once a week. Are you warm, Mama?
From Kathy, Mom is very attached to her pups, will not let them out of her sight. When does that maternal instinct calm down?
Usually around 3 to 4 weeks, then they're okay with like a lot more time outside of the whelping area. And then by 5 to 6 weeks, they're like, I'm done. Come over here.
Natasha asked, what is the process to remove dew claws?
So they actually will use I don't even know what it's called, but there's basically a little tiny bone inside here, like a toe, I guess you could say. And what they do is they cut off the circulation for the blood, and then it's cut. And either they are, usually you hardly ever have to have a stitch there. Usually they just cauterize it, and it's gone. Sometimes it'll be, like if it's a back one that's a really big one, sometimes they'll have to put a stitch in there if it's pretty big or deep. But some of the ones on the backs, they don't even have anything. It's just a piece of tissue hanging. And those are the ones that you really need to get off, because if you don't, when they get older, it's gonna hang and it's gonna get stuck on something.
I think you answered this one, but I'm just gonna make sure. Did you answer how many litters has Dakota had?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, when do the puppies' tails start to curl? Tanya asked.
So they won't start curling up and over until around 4 weeks, give or take. And everyone is a little different, so they don't all develop the same. So it'll be interesting to see as these puppies are on the live with us every day, what things we can notice each day. That'll be really interesting to see. To be honest with you, like, this is so normal to me that I don't even keep track anymore of some of that stuff. So it'll be good for me to really know a little bit more for you guys as well.
Jessica said, tuned in while on break, not sure if it's been covered, but when puppy goes home, what is the best way to get puppy used to us clipping their nails?
So if you get a puppy from us, they're already used to it. So all you're gonna have to do is just continue to do it every week, and you'll hold the dog in your arms, like on the couch, sitting down, and you just start holding their foot up and cutting their nails. So your dog should be used to you touching their palms or their paws, and it's literally 2 seconds. So if you get them from somebody else and they're not used to it, then what you're gonna wanna do is when you're sitting down on the couch or just relaxing with your dog, just constantly be touching their paws. So if you touch their paws, touch their paw, and then stop and touch their paw, you're desensitizing that dog to not enjoying having their feet and paws touched. So it's just a quick little thing. And then eventually it becomes just second nature to your dog, and they don't care that you're touching their feet.
Jessica said, my dog is 3.5 and still has his dew claws. Should I have them removed?
I mean, I probably wouldn't unless they are hanging, causing problems, like if they've gotten stuck on something, or if your dog hasn't been spay or neutered yet and you're gonna already take them in. But Otherwise, I wouldn't, just because if it's not done when they're 3 to 5 days old, the vet won't do it without them being put under anesthesia. So the first 3 to 5 days, they don't have a lot of bone and it hasn't grown, and the puppies don't have as much sense of feeling, and that's why it's done at that time. I hope you guys see how much fur I'm getting out of this dog, and it doesn't even look like I touched her. When we're done, I'll show you how much is in there. Huh, is this yours? Hey, I like you being right there. I can stay in here and get her groomed. I can multitask today. That's awesome. So do you see Dakota's just enjoying her brushing? It feels good to her. Her puppies are fed, so she's good with it. And then if they make a sound, she just looks over at them. Yeah, we got so much fur, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then in a minute we'll pick up the puppies and we're gonna start to desensitize them. So some important things with the newborns is if you don't touch them and handle them very much, because mom doesn't want us to, then they're not gonna be as used to human touch. And so we want them to really be used to us, our smells, our touching them, holding them upside down, everything right away. So that way, whenever you guys get a puppy, this puppy is very social, well-rounded, not afraid, you could touch their feet, you could touch their head, all of that stuff is important. And we want them to know more than just mom. Huh, is this your baby? So just holding the puppy. A lot of what we do is when she's out going potty for her 30 seconds, because this dog's crazy. She wants her baby all of the time. Lay down, Dakota. She's fine. He's fine, I promise. Lay down. Lay down. So if you guys missed yesterday, mom cleans them and makes them go potty all the time. So she's just stimulating them right now to go potty. She cleans everything up, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's going pee, and he's still going pee in my hand. Okay, is he done? Thank you. Thank you. So we're just holding them for a few seconds. Usually I'm just petting their bellies, touch their feet. And mama says, okay, I'll take her now. You're gonna clean her now? And so this may not seem like a whole lot, but this is actually quite a bit for a newborn puppy. You know, we're holding her, she can smell us. She can feel how our hands feel compared to her mom's tongue. And I handle them every day, right? Especially in the beginning, I'm weighing them, I'm checking their nails. Can't see their babies when you turn. No, they can't. Let's see how much fur we got. So just that few minutes of sitting here brushing her, all of this came out of her. And it doesn't even look like we brushed her at this point. She's still full of hair. And that's why you guys will start to see like the mamas will all of a sudden look really bare and they have no fur left, and then it'll grow back.
Carolyn asked, when do they have their first vet visit?
So they go to the vets to get their dew claws done, and so be usually around 3 days old. And then as long as everything is normal and healthy and weights are good, then their next visit won't be until they're 6 to 7 weeks old to get their vaccines and their health check and heart and all of that.
Kathy said, what is the largest litter that you've had?
7, but there was one tiny little 4-ouncer who didn't make it. So surviving, the most I've had is 6. Good girl, Mama. Good girl. Good? It doesn't stop. It just doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna go sit over there. We got some grooming done. Come on. Yeah, 7. What was the big litter? Okay, guys, well, that is it for today. I just wanted to hop on here and do a little bit every day so that you guys can start to see the progress of how they're developing, how they're changing, things that we do every day. And so we will be back on here tomorrow with the babies, and we'll see how they're doing, how much they have grown. If you guys haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to our channel so that you are notified when we do go live every day, especially since we are not putting up a schedule and I'm just gonna randomly go on once a day. Natasha is asking real fast if there's any other mamas expecting. Yeah, we have one more litter that's hopefully due at the end of the month, and then maybe I'll get a break for a little bit. But yes, we are gonna have another litter, and so yeah, if you guys can do me one more favor, give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying this show, and we will see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna throw the puppies up on screen, and then we'll end it on our famous note of how we always end our stream. Huh, Mama? I know, we're gonna show them the babies. She's like, wait, again? You're taking my babies again? They can go right back to the milk bar, I promise. Okay, until next time. Thank you guys for joining us. Bye.